Hey everyone, Candy here. Today I'm gonna show you the places in which you can find the Philanemo mushrooms. I just call them Animo, but they're very important for ascending characters such as Barbara and the others, and they're very limited in the world of Mondstadt. The first location of the mushrooms are going to be these four buildings in Dawn Winery, mainly this, and this, and sometimes spawn on the one near the Cree. Let's go. So the animal mushrooms are usually found on the buildings, especially on top of them. So if I were you, I would observe every single building carefully, because sometimes they can be found right here at the bottom and near the roofs. If I were you, I would turn on night mode, since it is much easier to find the mushrooms that way. And it seems like this house doesn't have any more, because I think I'm unlucky. This house has a couple of them. Make sure that you look around the house multiple times, because sometimes it can be there, but it can be hidden. So it takes a while for you to actually identify if there are any. Once you made a couple of laps, you can move on to the other house. And I think for me, only a little bit spawned, because I've collected mine a couple hours ago, and the spawn rate for these are very slow. So you want to maximize these. Sometimes you can also find eggs on top of the buildings. Utilize this. Eggs can make very good food. There's another one. One other thing to point out is that there's a lot of carrots and radishes, so also take this, since you can't buy carrots in the food shop and they're kind of hard to find. After clearing these three houses, head to the small one up there. Now let's see how lucky we are. I already see those are two eggs. Well, probably unlucky. Here we have cabbages, wheat. Well, it seems like I got very unlucky with this house, but trust me, they usually spawn, especially near this roof. So now that you collected your maybe 5, 7, 8, 10 mushrooms in the winery, you think that's all? I have to wait 24 hours for more? Well, truth be told, there are more, and they're in the main city of Mondstadt. It's actually kind of hard to find these, and it's a timely process, since they're spawned on top of the roofs of the red buildings. Or maybe I lied, because there's one right there on the blue roof. And here we are, mushroom. And if I were you, I would start near that teleport that you unlock in the tower, and glide towards the closest building and walk the roofs. The mushrooms usually spawn on the side, so I'd recommend just checking corners of the buildings, look at the other buildings, since it's probably the easiest way to find them. I think I've personally cleared most of these buildings, so I'm gonna head to the western side of the city and see if there's anything there. Oh well, I already can see one from here. Well, here's a mushroom on the side, there are more mushrooms, so one here, yep, right there. And you might think it's just mushrooms, why are you doing this? Well, mushrooms are very, very important in order for you to ascend the characters and proceed to the next stages of the game. So do this right now, make it your daily with the 4 commissions that you can do. Make sure that you also collect the mushrooms. I'm also, in the future, will release a wolf hook guide and the pathing for that. But the 2 main spots for the map is Mondstadt, all the red buildings that you can see on the map, and the winery. I'm most likely just gonna make it a short montage of me collecting mushrooms, so you don't watch the entire process of me going for the rooftops. Yoink. A small tip: if you're collecting the mushrooms and you accidentally fell, go to the nearest wall of the castle and climb up there. It only takes a couple of jumps if you have a decent enough stamina bar. Sometimes you get lucky and get 2 in a row on one building. So there's actually one more place to collect the mushrooms at, and I think the place is called Spring Whale. It's pretty close to the winery. So after you're done collecting the animal mushrooms in Mondstadt and winery, there is actually one more place that I forgot, and it's probably the biggest one, and I have no idea why I missed it at the first place, but it's Spring Whale. and with many buildings there, the mushrooms spawn rate is pretty high. So I highly recommend going here. Need to fix something first though. There we go, that's better. Always try to collect mushrooms during the night because it's much easier to see them. Like one right there. I wouldn't have noticed if it was sunny. Mushroom, 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 mushroom. And with that, I have found about 20 mushrooms. I started off with 20, now I have 41, and it took me about 20 minutes to collect all of them in the 3 locations of Mondstadt, the winery, and Spring Whale. If I were you, I would choose the pathing properly, go from the Dawn Winery to Spring Whale to Mondstadt, but everything is linked by a teleport, so I don't really, you shouldn't really worry about it. And on that note, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe because why not?